Blessed risings. Blessed risings. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It Beat podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of Breaking News, we will be discussing the chaos unfolding, bombing in Vegas, shootings in New York, New Orleans rampage, and subway horror. Is this some type of psyops that they're running? I'm just saying we have to think about that. It's all happening in succession. I mean, from the lady burning on the subway. Come on. That didn't look fake to y'all. The woman never moved until she moved a couple times. We did do the story. You can go back and look at it. She moved a couple times, but no screaming, no hollering. I'm not going to go back into that, but I just want to make sure you guys knew what we're talking about here. Now, did you know there was a new shooting in New York? 10 injured? What would we call that, a mass shooting? Would that be called a mass shooting? Let's I'm gonna have Bill take it away. Poop tube. We're learning here. There's teaching. Hold on, poop tube. So here we go. The shooting that happened in New York. If you didn't know about it, because I've seen on social media, some people don't know, they haven't heard about this. Also, the bombing in the bomb that went off in the cyber truck in Las Vegas. I'm gonna do that next. If you don't know about it.
Right now, an active investigation is underway as they try and track down 3 to 4 men that shot at a crowd outside of the Amazon nightclub, sending 10 people to the hospital. I want you all to take a live look right now at this active crime scene. Investigators are hard at work. About 30 markers are down right now. Again, this happened right here in Jamaica. They are looking through every inch of this frozen crime scene. Now, it appears that there was a private event that was taking place at this space with about 90 people inside when those bullets flew around 11:30 last night, causing panic, injuring 6 women and 4 men between the ages of 16 to 20. Now, cops say it was a dangerous scene as about 30 shots were fired before the suspect, still at large, got away in a gray Infinity with out-of-state plates. Now, police right now recovering evidence along the 100th and 44th Place Street outside of the club, which is now a massive crime scene. Now, Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera spoke out just a short time ago as to how this all unfolded. Let's take a listen.
4 males were walking eastbound on 91st Avenue onto 144th Place towards the venue. 3 to 4 males then opened fire over 30 times in the direction of the group standing outside the event space, striking multiple victims. There's zero tolerance
in New York,
for these senseless shootings,
in Queens.
These horrible acts of violence on our streets. And those responsible for this crime will be apprehended and brought to justice.
Now, right now, you're taking a live look at the more than 30 markers which now line the street here on 144th Place. Investigators are hard at work as they continue to search for any clues that would help them provide any answers as to how this all went down. Police say that this was not an act of terror. Now, if this was gang-related, they say that that is an avenue that they are now pursuing, but it is still too early to say it was gang-related. We are live in Jamaica this morning. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
If it was immigrant gangs, that's not an act of terrorism. If we're talking about an immigrant gang, we wouldn't be talking about that, huh? Okay, so if you didn't hear about that, you just 10 people injured. New York, outside a music venue in Queens. We have that incident, right? Now we have the cyber truck of the Army member on leave. Now, if you didn't hear about that, once again, I've seen people on social media who haven't heard about this. So this isn't for you who've heard about all of this stuff. This is for those who didn't know that any of this stuff is taking place. And then ask yourself, does this not seem, I mean, this is an awful lot. In succession, extreme. It doesn't seem extreme. Doesn't seem like diversions, psyops. I mean, I'm just telling you to think. Hello, McFlizzle. Not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think. That's why we break down the articles the way that we do here on the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And today I am your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be. Take it away.
There's a press conference in Las Vegas about that Tesla blowing up in front of the Trump Hotel. Let's go to that.
A lot of these guns that we're going to talk about here, they're almost just burnt beyond recognition as well. There's a SLR model B30 semi-automatic firearm, number of fireworks that were still in the vehicle that had to be removed. Notably, we found an iPhone and a smartwatch, and then several credit cards were also in the name of our subject. Our subject is 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger. He's of Colorado Springs, Colorado, born July 22nd of 1987. Now, as you'll see here on a picture of his driver's license, let's see, the question really still remains for me, and I know that there's a lot of you folks in the media that are identifying this person as the person in our vehicle. As I mentioned to you already, his body is burnt beyond recognition, and I do still not have confirmation 100% that that is the individual that was inside of our vehicle. And so as I'm calling it now, the subject or person of interest, I will not come back until I have the confirmation through DNA or medical records that this is indeed, in fact, the subject inside of the vehicle. Now, further complicating this identification of this individual, we also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. One of the handguns was found at his feet inside of the vehicle. Obviously, in how we're trying to identify him, and I'm feeling comfortable to give you this information, is a tremendous amount of substantial evidence to include he rented the Turo vehicle. There are 2 tattoos, one of which was on the stomach and one of which is on the arm, that we can see bits and pieces of it as in comparison to what it is that we now know he had on his body. That has given us a lot of confidence that this is, in fact, the same person, as well as the clearly obvious, which is the credit cards, the military identification, the passport. And then furthermore, as you'll see here in just a very short period of time, we tracked his movements from Colorado to Las Vegas, and in a number of the photographs that we were able to determine, he was the individual that was driving the vehicle. And also, I'd like to iterate this point to you. We still have only ever seen him in this vehicle, and we're not aware of any other subjects involved in this particular case. Now, I would like to acknowledge a couple of things because I know what's going on in the social media world, and there are a number of things in this case that are similar to the attack in New Orleans. We do know that our subject here served in the military. In fact, he's a current member of the military. Both of the subjects served at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. What we do know about that is it's a very large military base, and we have no record that they served in the same unit or even at the same years at Fort Bragg, something that continues to remain under investigation. I also know that they both served in Afghanistan in 2009. We don't have any evidence that they were in the same province in Afghanistan, the same location, or the same unit. Again, something else that remains under investigation. And we also know, of course, that they both used the rental company Turo to rent their vehicles. As far as his military background, it's been confirmed by DOD that he was indeed in the United States Army. He was also a Green Beret operations sergeant.
That wasn't a lot of coincidences. That wasn't it's not connected, but I mean, I could see how, I mean, they both was at Fort Bragg. What? They both was in the military. What? Okay, hold on. What? They both served in Afghanistan. Now hold on. They both rented the car from Toro. Now, how they both had it. Explosives. Well, no. What? No, what are you? That none of that's just me. I'm not. Listen. I'm not your conspiracy theorist here. I'm your common sensist here. I have common sense. If it walk like a duck, talk like a duck. See, there's too many things to describe a duck here, and then I'm supposed to, nah, no, don't believe you. Don't believe everything you hear now. I know it's adding up to be a duck now. And it's looking like Duck Peking right here. I mean, it looked like Peking duck right here, but really, it's Duck Peking. Stop being fooled by nonsense. You have to use common sense. I don't care how much book smarts you have, how much education. Why isn't common sense part of education? But don't pay attention to all the things in common. We're telling you. No. Believe us. Believe what we're telling. No, don't believe your eyes. Do not believe how all the facts and the similarities, and they're just random coincidences. Yes, believe that.
Sergeant who spent most of his time at Fort Carson, Colorado, and in Germany. He was on approved leave from Germany, where he was serving with the 10th Special Forces Group. He was also previously in the National Guard and the Army Reserve. I'd like to point out to you that through exceptional joint investigative effort, we've gotten to a place where we believe we can show you his route to Las Vegas from Colorado, and Carlos will put up the map there for you. And we know that he rented the Cybertruck in Denver on December 28th. We tracked his movements through the Tesla charging stations to Monument, Colorado on December 30th. On the 31st of December, the truck was charged in Trinidad, Colorado, Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Albuquerque and Gallup, New Mexico. On January 1st, the truck was charged in Holbrook, Flagstaff, and Kingman, Arizona. We last tracked the truck in Kingman at 05:33 yesterday morning. The truck was first spotted in Las Vegas at 7:29 a.m. yesterday. And Carlos will pull up a picture of the truck pulling onto Fashion Show Drive here. And that picture was observed at about 7:34 a.m. We know that he pulled into the Trump Valet, and I believe we have a video of that. You can see the Cybertruck highlighted there.
And let me guess, there's no reason he picked by the Trump Tower though either, right?
So through extensive surveillance video, we were able to track him leaving there, and we know that he went to several different places along Las Vegas Boulevard, and he spent some time in a parking lot of a business near Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard. We didn't have a video of the truck pulling back onto Las Vegas Boulevard from the sands.
Isn't it funny how they didn't have all this in New York City, but they got all the cameras?
See that there?
Still.
That's north on the boulevard from Sands at 8:39.
Wager to say they have more cameras in New York, but everybody seems to get lost in New York. You can't track no one to nowhere.
The explosion occurs within 17 seconds.
Cameras ain't working all of a sudden.
The valet. There's some additional investigative updates that are going to be provided to you by a couple of the other speakers here. The first of which will be our special agent in charge of the FBI local office, Spencer Evans. Spencer.
Good morning. My name is Spencer Evans. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Las Vegas division. As the sheriff mentioned, we've been working through the night with our partners, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and other agencies, to gather all the facts and determine a motive to what was initially reported to the FBI as a bombing incident, to which our special agent bomb techs and others responded. Obviously, we're always concerned in these sorts.
Okay. Let's not act like we haven't noticed the string of violent events. Questions should be looming over whether these events are random tragedies or something more calculated. Where have you been if not under a rock the last few weeks? And it's that time span has been marked by a chilling succession of violence, leaving many communities shaken and searching for answers. I'm looking for answers. I think I know the answers. I think I'm putting together the answers here. And I'm trying to get some of you guys' help that is tapped in right now to try to put this together. I'm saying it's all related. Now, I'm not saying they conspired together, the people who carried out, right? That those are just pawns, right? You see on my thumbnail, I got my man getting tagged, the soldier getting his reward for a job well done. I'm not telling you what to think. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm telling you to ask questions, to see things, to read between the lines, to be able to recognize the double talk in the word salad. So we had the explosion, the bomb in Vegas. We just seen that, still playing that in the background. The former Army member who has all the similarities of the New Orleans attacker. This one they don't believe is a terrorist attack. I don't know how, but the other one is, because he automatically had the ISIS flag. So if this one happens to have an ISIS keychain, I guess he's, Bob's her uncle on this one, right? Right? They went to Fort Bragg together. Not together. They both attended Fort Bragg. Both military. Both served in Afghanistan. Not necessarily at the same time, but they both did. One of them happens to be radicalized by ISIS, they say. But this one that went to Afghanistan, who's doing the same things, who went to the same base, and nope, they're not the same. They're not related. There's no correlation whatsoever. They both rented from Toro, right? I mean, there's some coinky dinkies here now. So then you got the shooting in New York with the 10 injured outside the music venue. You got the CEO who was shot in New York as well. Don't forget about my mans. You got the New Orleans tragedy, 15 people. I think they downgraded it to now 14 people. 14, 15 people lost their life. I'm not discounting if there was 15. I'm just telling you what they said. There was 14. I've seen the reports of that earlier today. But I'm hearing there could be more because there's injuries. And so injuries could turn into death, right? I pray not, but that could happen, right? So these are the numbers as they're being told. I'm telling you. And then you have the lady burnt on fire. We don't see like maybe a pattern, diversions, a pattern of diversions, perhaps. I mean, can we really sit and say these are all isolated tragedies and not connected in some form or fashion or way? I already just told you all the similarities between two of them. I just told you about 5 or 6 similarities between 2 of them. That's without me digging deep into the other ones. There's plenty to unfold here. There's plenty to unfold here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you burnt the lady on fire and you stood there fanning her, flaming her, stood there, waited around to get caught. Police walking and back and forth past you. Come on, man. You didn't try to take off the coat that you had on that everybody could see that you was obviously wearing. It was a noticeable jacket. Nope, none of that. Come on, man. It don't make sense. The shooter for the healthcare, you got denied, what have you, but you come for money. So you could have spent it and paid it. See how it don't make sense? I don't understand. Unless it's set out there on purpose, unless they're connected, unless some of those alphabet agencies are involved. I mean, pay attention as these events will continue to unfold, and dig deep. Ask questions. Are these really tragedies that are isolated, or are they connected? Could they be part of a larger psyops or diversions designed to manipulate public focus? Huh? Which then makes that a psyop anyways, right? Right? See, this goes from years of villainization of FBAs and overlooking the violent acts perpetuated by others. That's who was really always committing these crimes, going unchecked. The plenty of anti-FBA sentiment and all the glaring disparities in society, including the media coverage, lamestream media. See, while you're continuously focused on the Black community and trying to continually cast a negative light upon us, guess who snuck in under the rug? Jose and them from Venezuela, running gangs, tearing up communities, tearing up neighborhoods, and killing people. But see, you thought it was Tyrone. See? And now we're here. You done let Habib, huh? Yeah. You done let Habib. You done let Chun-Li come through. Now they buying up everything. You can't even get nothing made in America because you done let Chun-Li come through, snatch up everything. All while you was focused on us, right? Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Hello, McFlizzle. I need y'all to pay attention. That's what I need. I need you to pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date. Tap in. If you see some angles that I'm missing or you want to add a piece to the puzzle, tap in to the conversation. There is something deep and sinister going on. Pay attention. But I ain't going to hold you. I'm just going to mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. I'm going to leave you with 4 words as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. We are on all of the platforms, as you can see: Apple, Spotify, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked. Don't get shook by the fake Keep It P podcasts that are out there. Love, peace, blessings. In Maloha, I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know ha. Big brother, light bright, supreme, oh my T, signing off.